Hello and welcome to the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen.
Hi.
Coming to you on this Tuesday with 2 vintage cocktail appetizer recipes and 2 cocktails.
Count them, folks. That's double your Tuesday for the normal.
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 4 times your Tuesday. Normally we would just have a cocktail, but we're throwing caution to the wind this week.
Big bad bonus.
So anyway,
What do you have planned for us?
I have a cocktail. Start with a drink. I am calling this the whiskey spring thing. So I'm starting with 2 ounces of bourbon.
That sounds like a fair way to start. Many drinks.
It's a good way to start a drink. A ½ ounce ginger liqueur. A ½ ounce peach liqueur. A ½ ounce fresh lime juice. And I'm going to add 4 dashes of citrus bitters. This is Hella Bitters Citrus.
That's a good one.
4 dashes of that. Shake with ice. And strain into a cocktail glass. I'm going to get every last drop, though.
Why waste?
I know. I'm anti-cocktail waste. Okay. Strain into my cocktail glass. See what we think.
Let's try this one out.
Tastes like spring to me.
Oh, yeah. Surprisingly.
Yes, I'm happy with
fresh
that.
flavors happening with that. We're moving out of what they call brown goods season, but we're not quite there yet, so I'm quite happy with that today.
I think it's always a good time for some bourbon, if you ask me.
There are some people out there, and that is their go-to any time of the year. I will agree with that.
Pardon me, I will just bust these out of the shot.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay.
And what did you call that again?
I call that the whiskey spring thing.
Well, all right. I like that quite a bit. Well, I am making a drink myself because, once again, it's 2 for Tuesday, and you get 2 drinks for the price of 1. And this one is actually a classic that I got from the old Mr. Boston Deluxe Official Bartender's Guide.
Now, what year is that?
This is the 1965 edition.
Okay.
I think that in that period of time, they were basically reprinting it once a year, so you can get 61, 62, 63, 64. I don't think that those would be very awfully different from this one, but if you had, say, a 1937 edition, you'd probably find some things lacking, like that would not have something we call a Mai Tai. This one does, surprisingly enough. Also a zombie.
Is it a legit Mai Tai?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's a lot better than certain of these things that I've seen, all things considered. But Mr. Boston has a whole rack of things inside of here, and I found something that is simply calling itself Leave It To Me. In fact, this is Leave It To Me number 1. And I'm taking this pretty much straight up. This is a pretty interesting combination, which I think will work okay. And we're starting with an ounce of gin. So you're already starting with a sort of a light cocktail. ½ ounce of apricot brandy. That sounds like a strange combination, but there's the flavor and there's a bit of sweetness to that brandy too. You could also use an eau de vie and then it would be a lot less sweet, and that's perfectly fine. And a ½ ounce dry vermouth. And that
So far, so good.
So far, so good indeed. Now, what you would probably want to be doing with a cocktail like that that's got a certain amount of sweetness is put some sour in. This calls for a ½ teaspoon. I'm going to up that to 1. That's actually a bar spoon, and that's about right too, and that's fine.
That's about right.
And about a teaspoon of grenadine. I think this is primarily for color and just a bit of sweetness. It's not going to add a lot of flavor at that quantity.
Or color.
Or color, as a matter of fact. It's sort of a pale pink, which is okay, all things considered. Put this back here. And put this back here before messes get made. And once again, shake with ice. And I need about a 3-ounce cocktail glass. That should be this guy right here. It's a smaller glass, closer to a very classic cocktail size. And straight into your cocktail glass. Now, the recipe didn't call for this, But I find that your average cocktail likes to have bitters, and I think orange bitters, these happen to be Angostura orange, which you should be able to find at your local supermarket, complement that sort of thing very well. I'll give that a try.
It is a pretty color, I have to say. Kind of matches my dress.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad.
Yeah, I might up the content of the sour in there. I might put that up to about a 1/4 ounce or even more, just to see where it goes. I know you like them a little more sour.
I do, but I like that.
A lot of classic formulas that I've seen for cocktails really don't have any sour at all.
Yeah.
I think, well,
Without the lime, ooh, I'm not sure about that one.
if it's a creamy drink, you wouldn't do it because you'd curdle the cream. But if this is just all clear liquors like this, then I think make it a little sour and you're definitely going places. The alternative is if you have a drink that's extremely simple and it's just a base plus a dry vermouth, martini, or like whiskey in Manhattan, something like that. You don't really have to add a citrus to that. It's fairly dry as it is. So,
Agreed.
there we go. 2 cocktails.
So is it time for some bites? We're taking ours from 1965's McCall's Cocktail Time Cookbook. As you can see, it has a cheese pineapple on the front. We made that one time.
Oh, a long time ago, but yes.
It's interesting. We'll just call it interesting. So, do you want to go first or should I?
You ladies first, I say.
Okay, mine's going to take a little bit longer anyway. So I am making a recipe from here called chutney eggs. And it calls for, well, I'm cutting it in half. I'm using 6 hard-boiled eggs, 3 slices crisp cooked bacon, crisped up, 1/8 of a cup of chutney, and 1.5 tablespoons mayo. So I'll hand this to you if you don't mind.
Taking that away
My
from you.
ingredients out. So I already ground up my yolks. So I boiled my eggs. They're sliced in half. I've mashed up my yolks. And then I'm going to add my bacon. And the chutney.
Some would ask for more bacon, but of course some people these days are a little bacon obsessed.
You could do more bacon. I
if you
won't
like.
tell.
I'm not going to say anything
So
about
here's
that.
my chutney. Get it out of there. I don't want all that chutney.
I would like all of my chutney, please.
I'd like all of that chutney.
I think all the chutney is essential to the flavor.
All right. Chutney. And then my mayo. This is going to be weird. We know that up front.
Some will balk at such things, but mayonnaise is a common ingredient in deviled eggs.
It'll be weird. Okay. So, got my mayo, got my chutney, got my bacon. Let's mix it up. Should do it like this.
Oh, yes.
Although I'm sure
For the
you can
reveal.
imagine what it looks like.
It's not too much of a mystery here,
It's,
but this is sometimes a sort of a cooking show, and we would like to show you these things.
It's awfully orange.
It's all that chutney
All that chutney.
and bits of bacon sticking out.
Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm going to get my eggs, my shells, all ready to go. And then I'm going to get this out of the way so I don't knock it over.
That would be wise. Always a good idea to be careful with your cocktail.
Put it in the piping bag.
Will that work well with all of those bacon bits?
I don't know. We're going to find
About
out.
to find out. Experiments on the air, folks.
It's got a big opening.
You should at least get a few of those out for our purposes here.
All right. Let's all find out together if it will pipe. Sort of.
Looks a little hard, but something's coming. Always a challenge, these things.
It said to use a piping bag.
Yes. Maybe they wanted you to, like, not crumble that bacon, but, say, put it through a sieve.
I'm not sieving my bacon.
Don't recommend.
Okay,
sieving
forget the
bacon.
piping bag.
Yep, saw that. Oh well.
Take it out of your piping bag.
Remove from piping bag.
Remove it from piping bag.
Live TV, folks.
Only it's not. All right.
Okay, as long as you get enough out of there for our purposes.
It's gross.
I know.
You'll want to get every drop of your orange yolky thing
Yolky
out
goodness.
of the piping bag. We said we were going to do this without editing. This is kind of a dare for us.
Let's have some fun with that. shall we?
We're doing this one without editing.
Okay, you probably
So-
will be good enough for our purposes. We can get it later.
I gotta fill these eggs. Okay. Plus, it's gonna make a mess. Okay.
That part is also true.
Don't listen to McCall's. Do not bother with a piping bag.
Unless you've got that bacon so
Okay.
crisp that it shatters into teeny weeny bits.
I'm using my fingers
Yep. There you have it.
because
Molding balls into your.
it's
your
going to be
eggs
too
there.
messy otherwise.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I understand that.
all right.
I have seen recipes like this which involve bacon or whatnot, like pipe in, or like, under which universe is that possible?
Nope. We just found out it's not.
Yep.
I mean, if you made it like bacon crumbs, but I used that
Bacon
one
dust.
had the big opening. All right. Well, you get the idea, and I have to get the rest of it out of the piping bag. So, okay. Grab one.
That's it.
That's it.
Let's grab one of those.
Cheers.
Yep. Ein Prosit to you. Yeah. Breakfast. Bacon and the eggs and the chutney. That's a good combination.
It's good.
Yeah.
Don't try to pipe it, but it's good.
Recommendation to you folks over
I
there.
need a napkin.
Let's see. I can certainly get you.
A wipe.
Oh, this is true.
There's a wipe right there.
Oh, they're right here.
This is our little dare for ourselves. Can we do this without editing?
The things you find out.
Yep. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Get clean. And let's see. Does this accompany the drinks well? Because that's
I think it's great
Part
with
of
this
the
drink,
idea.
actually.
that works with this. There's a certain affinity between chutney and the apricot brandy there. Mm-hmm. And as I recall,
This
like
works
that, the
great.
whiskey drink should work just really well. So
Okay, well,
these are tasty as usual.
I'll fill the rest of those later.
We'll take care of those later.
Just remove that. And this. Goodbye. All right. Ta-da!
Ping! Well, that's lovely. Excellent.
All right, we have another one,
I like
too.
the other legs. Yes, we
Sorry,
do have
I've still
another.
got yolk.
And you can take care of that while I regale the folks with what's our second big recipe on our Two for Tuesday. The curry nibblers.
Yes.
Now this sounds like something else actually, but at the end of the day, it's sort of a Chex Mix thing.
Yes.
So we will start with, let's get our mixing bowl out here, and this is where we're going to make all the magic happen, I think. And what we're supposed to do is to take, this was about 3/4 of a stick of melted butter.
Yes, it
a
has
lot.
a lot
A lot of melted butter.
of butter,
Yeah. And this appears
which
to
can be a great thing.
half teaspoon curry powder.
Yep.
I'll put that right in there like
Here, do you
that.
want me to hold that?
Okay, that'd be fine.
All right.
And,
Half teaspoon ground ginger.
Okay.
So you mix that up.
Okay.
You don't actually need a book for this.
I'm going to actually put this right
Yes.
in here
I
for
highly recommend it.
because this has a high potential for slosh. I'm sure you folks at home who do such things will say, "Oh yes." But we mix,
Yes.
and I bet at the end of this, it's that you've got a very nice flavored butter, which you could probably use for other things. As a matter of fact,
You could use this butter for something else.
give that a try. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now,
I can't think of anything wrong
make a
with
little mess on the bar
curry
here.
butter.
Next thing you're using is, how much cereal goes in
That's
this?
3 cups.
3 cups.
Of shredded wheat.
And so we got our shredded wheat style
Not the sweetened,
cereal.
just the
Yes,
plain
just
shredded
the plain.
wheat.
The sweetened would not be recommended, I say. And we're going to pour that in here.
The sweetened.
Sweetened.
The sweetened would be bad.
Yeah, and we're supposed to pour
Yes.
over and toss.
Toss.
Okay. Tink, 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 tink. And carefully, not to make more of a mess than has already been made. And I'm going to carefully toss. Because this could also easily slosh all over the place. It's possible, I have seen a lot of recipes for this type of mixture where you put this over a baking sheet and you can toss, well, you can toss with abandon if you have a lot of space. We have to do this a little delicately on our little set here. But that's a pretty good toss. I'll just leave that there.
So these are recipes from the 1965 McCall's Cocktail Time Cookbook.
Well, we have the McCall's 1965. I got Mr. Boston 1965.
Well,
Right here.
it was a very good year for
Apparently.
cocktail party recipes.
It was a very good year.
apparently.
So, let's try some of this.
All right.
Yeah, that's all right. Like a lot of these mixes, you just
Yep.
added some fat there to make things stick and added the spices.
Believe it or not, I think we could use even more of the spices, but
Believe it. Okay.
yeah, but
A lot of these formulas will say things like, a 1/16th of a teaspoon of cayenne, I think. You won't even taste it. Why bother? Use more. But if that's not your thing, don't use it at all. Yeah, that's all right.
yep.
Complements these things pretty well, I think.
Yep. I think they're both good. Don't try to pipe your eggs. Or if you do, make sure you have pulverized your bacon.
Thoroughly.
But otherwise,
I think we're in great shape.
I think that's it.
2 for Tuesday, 2 cocktails, and 2 snacks for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I know.
On that
We
note,
might have to try this again next week.
could be fun.
In the meantime, thank you for visiting the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen. Be sure to visit our Facebook page for lovely libations, Liquored Up live broadcasts, and more. And what is this Thursday for the... I have a good idea for Thursday Liquored Up live broadcast.
Oh, very good.
Springing forward.
Oh, as we will be doing.
I think that will be the theme
The
for
following-
Thursday,
yeah.
don't you think?
Oh, that's an excellent theme.
Spring
It's
forward.
about that time, folks.
So please join us Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern for some springing forward cocktails. And thank you for visiting the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen.
As always, we'll see you soon.
Bye.